Welcome back to Worthington Model Railway and getting back to finishing off the landscaping in this area. My pull-apart static grass arrived, and also an additional one of these tufted grass mats that I can use to finish off this area over here where I was trying to put sort of a marshy area in place. So let's get on and do some more work here. Stopped landscaping for a while because I was waiting for stuff to come in, which actually arrived yesterday in the mail, thanks to good old Amazon. So, trying to keep myself busy, I've been putting this 1/4-inch plywood up where I'm going to apply backdrop for the scenery. So I have 1/4-inch ply up now. Let's move down a little, look at some of the other. So I have all this in place now, all the way along, so I can apply the backdrop. Obviously, I still need to do that landscaping in that corner there, something similar to what I did over here. But at least now I have a place to put all the backdrop scenery in. So we'll get that done sooner than later. As the landscaping supplies arrived, I am going to get back to finishing the landscaping before I do anything else. So really, using a method you've kind of seen me do before. I get some white glue that I've diluted a little bit with some water, and I'm just going to glue this sort of top area of the wall, go down a little bit on these areas where there is a gap in the wall that I built, and just sort of keep the glue rolling here. Don't want to go too far before I start to put some of the grass mat on, but so let's sort of get to about this point here, and then we'll get some grass mat on here. So once again, I get some 6mm and I get some 2mm, and take this grass mat out and start to tease it out a little. Just sort of throw it over the edges here, sticking down a bit. And as before, I'm going to use a couple different colors here so we get a change. And as I said, this is some 2mm here, we get some 6mm. I tend to sort of use this 2mm more for the stuff that's going to hang down a bit. On the edges there. I do really like this. I think it's very effective because it covers up all sorts of issues and problems that we might have due to some of the cracks and little breaks in the wall here. Basically just pull this off in pieces and stick it on. Probably too much there. Okay. Well, one of those situations where glue's starting to dry before I get the grass on. That's kind of one of the reasons why I don't want to do too much of this at one go. So this obviously needs to dry, but I think you can see the effect there, and the fact that we've hidden all the imperfections in the wool. Let's zoom in a little bit here so you can see how this sort of just looks like grass hanging over the wool, and I think it gives a nice effect. Let's take all the take the glue and the static grass out of the way and take another picture. Here's the wool close up after I added the grass mat along here. I think it really looks good. Okay, so now I need people's opinion. I added these rocks here in the middle of the tracks. I'm going to zoom in a little so you can see what I'm talking about. Comment, please. I can't make my mind up whether I like these rocks in between the tracks here or whether I don't. I'd be interested in people's opinions. Obviously, they're gonna need a little bit more sort of long grass or foliage around them, but can't make my mind up. Please let me know. Thanks. So I'm gonna take some more of this Scenescapes grass mat and finish that area that I started, which is sort of the marshy area. So let me go do this, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So having got some more of this grass mat, I'm going to fill in more of this area. I decided it was probably just better to add more grass mat, and probably can't see what the hell I'm doing here, but just putting some glue down, and I'm going to have this grass mat kind of go across the transition here, across the boards. See how it works into these areas over here. As you see, I got a fair bit of it to go out here. Put some of these tufts. Okay, I think we're pretty much done there. Let me take the camera off and show you that up close. Yeah. There we go. I think you can. I really do like the effect that this mat gives us here. Let me zoom out a little. Okay, so the next thing I gotta do is finish putting some more static grass on that hill over there, and probably put some trees in too. Finished adding the static grass all the way along here, and then we'll put some trees up on the top area there. You'll also see I get the brick into the tunnel entrance and used some of that grass mat to finish off those walls by the tunnel there. So sort of zoom out a little here, we can see that this area here is starting to really come together. That matte area I think is really looking good there in terms of, you know, what I'm looking at as being a sort of marshy area, and I pulled it back across the board, split, so it sort of works its way across there. So I think you've seen me make seafoam trees and bushes before. This box of seafoam is getting to be a bit slim pickings on tree size stuff, although there's plenty of sort of bushy stuff here. So let's go pull out another box of seafoam and see what else we have in terms of making some stuff. So here's a fresh box of seafoam trees, or seafoam to make into trees. We'll pull some out of here and find some things that we can use to build trees. So I'll show you a couple. I'm not going to show you all of them. Kind of boring after I've done about the third one. Here goes. A couple of trays. This has some light green foliage in it. This one has some dark green in it. I just got some more dark green kind of mix, so I'm going to throw that into here because I'm getting a little low on that. So we'll throw that in here. And it actually, these leaves actually work pretty well. Okay, so take a piece of seafoam that I want to turn into a tree, and I start off by we'll start off by putting some of this mix of Mod Podge and white glue on here. Just sort of cover it all over. Then I put the dark green foliage on here and just sort of roll it on. Some areas that maybe need a little more glue. What I'm then going to do is take some of this spray adhesive, which is kind of nasty stuff at the best of times, but this is a good shake up. And then spray a little bit of this on here. That'll set whatever is on there. And then what I like to do is take a little bit of this light green, just sprinkle that on there. It gives the impression of sort of some new growth, some new leaves on the. There's sort of our end result. And I just keep doing these. So let's do another one. Let's do one that's going to be smaller, kind of more like a bush. So here we go. Same technique, put a little bit of glue on here, put some of this dark green on here. Give it a spray with the adhesive. Put a little light green on top. And here we have a quite convincing bush. Okay, here's one that's going to be a nice bigger tree. Same technique. Put some of this glue on here. Get the dark green, just sort of throw it on here. It doesn't have to be that exact. Well, there's some areas that are kind of missing. Some more glue on there. Cover it in spray adhesive. Take some light green. Scatter a little bit of that on there. And kind of done here with another tree. Well, you just sort of play with this and get it kind of where you want it. Not a big a deal at the end of the day. They look pretty convincing. All right, I'm going to get on and do some more trees. So here we have a whole load of trees ready to go. They need to dry. I'll leave them overnight to dry, and then we'll add them into the landscape area over here. And we're starting to get done with this section, and we can move on to the next section. So you'll notice as I zoom around here that I added a different stone wall. I ordered multiple pieces of this particular Drystone wall and went all the way around so that we have the same wall, and it adds. So we have the same wall, and it kind of adds in terms of that transition onto the back scene. So let me zoom out a little here. And there you can see that wall really works well in terms of transitioning the foreground into the background, and we have the same style of wall all the way around. Okay, so that's it for tonight. We'll come back in a day or so when we get the trees and things in, and this area will be pretty much finished on this side. Still need to work on this side, but I don't think that's going to be too difficult. Thanks for watching another piece of my ongoing landscaping adventure. I think it's all coming together really nicely. Please like if you like the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Subscribe button to the top right, another video to the top left.